Well, this is what we came for, I guess. I'm going to try and keep the comedy to a minimum on this one just because it's a serious thing. Should we put a content warning before this? Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, warning. This video is going to involve discussions of assault of children, of charges of, let's just say, illicit material of children who've been victimized. So just a warning on that. Content warning. If you can't do that, understandable. See you in the next video. See you in the next stream. Whatever. So let's talk about this. So Josh Duggar. For those who don't know who Josh Duggar is, you almost certainly will recognize the name 19 Kids and Counting. It's a show on TLC. He's one of the kids. Is he the oldest? Okay, he's one of the older kids. I don't know if he's the oldest. But Josh Duggar has been arrested by the feds on charges of child pornography. I've heard the more correct term nowadays is something along the lines of like, oh gosh. There was some other word that's you're supposed to use instead of CP at this point. I don't remember the name of it. It's like footage of there it is. Okay, child sexual exploitation material. Thank you. Child sexual exploitation material. So he was arrested for that, and it's fucked up. He has 6 kids, 1 more on the way, and this isn't a situation where who could have seen this coming? Because in 2015, a report by the magazine In Touch Weekly stated that Jim Bob Duggar had told the Arkansas State Police that Josh Duggar molested 5 underage girls between 2002 and 2003 when he was 14 and 15 years old. The magazine's source of information was a redacted police report obtained via a Freedom of Information Act request. Arkansas Judge Stacy Zimmerman ordered the original police report destroyed and the public record expunged on the same day the article was released. The police report indicated that 4 of the 5 molestation victims were Duggar's siblings. Jim Bob Duggar reported he had learned in March 2002 that Josh had touched the breasts and genital region of his sisters on multiple occasions while they were sleeping. Jim, Bob, and Michelle stated they were made aware of the incidents when he confessed, and also stated at the time the girls were unaware of the abuse had occurred. Doubt. Jim Bob said that Josh was disciplined at home. Yeah, that worked out. In March 2003, Duggar's parents learned of additional incidents and victims, including the touching of a babysitter, reaching under the dress of a younger sister who was in his lap, and cornering a sister in the laundry room to reach under her clothing. The Duggars had also been told the abuse included a much younger sister who, according to the Duggars, hadn't understand she had been inappropriately touched. At this time, Duggar's father brought the issue to the elders of their church. Wikipedia says he's the oldest. Thank you. Jim Bob Duggar informed police that he had enrolled Josh in a program consisting of counseling and physical labor after consulting with his church's leadership. Michelle Duggar stated he was sent away from home for a period of 3 months to work for a family friend who was remodeling a building. Yeah, that'll cure him of his rapiness. Idiots. Later reports suggest that Josh Duggar may have been sent to a facility in Little Rock, Arkansas, owned by the Institute in Basic Life Principles, a Christian ministry and trained program founded by Bill Gothard, a Duggar family friend. It has not been established that the Institute in Basic Life Principles Center in Little Rock was open for counseling during the time Josh Duggar was there, or if the building was renovated during this period and he was assisting with the renovations. When Josh Duggar returned home in 2003, his father took him to meet James Hutchins, an Arkansas state trooper and family acquaintance. According to Josh and his parents, the meeting was the first time any law enforcement authority was made aware of the sexual abuse. According to Jim Bob, Josh admitted to Hutchins that he'd committed molestation and apologized. Speaking via a lawyer, Hutchins disputed part of the account, saying he was only told of a single act of incestuous molestation, and that he would have recommended different if he had known of the additional instances and victims. In an interview following this statement, Jim Bob Duggar claimed Hutchins was told the entire story. Hutchins did not take any official action, but reportedly gave Josh a, quote, stern talk. ACAB. Arkansas law states that law enforcement officers, as mandated reporters, are required to alert the Arkansas Child Abuse Hotline when learning of sexual abuse. Hutchins was later arrested and convicted on unrelated charges of child pornography and is serving a 56-year prison sentence. Ginger Snap, thank you for subscribing. Says happy to be subbed for 4 months. Sad over how horrific the Duggar family really is. Yeah. In 2004 and 2006, the first of 4 TV specials featuring the Duggar family were released. In December 2006, the family was scheduled to appear on The Oprah Winfrey Show. At this time, an anonymous source emailed Winfrey's Harpo Studios and called the Arkansas Child Abuse Hotline to reveal Duggar's past sexual misconduct. Winfrey's producers alerted the Department of Human Services and canceled the Duggar's family appearance on the show. As a result of these reports, an investigation by the Springdale, Arkansas Police Department was launched. Department investigators spoke to Duggar's parents and several other family members, with the family describing sexual misconduct that occurred in 2002 and 2003. The family reported that no further incidents had occurred since Josh returned to the home in late 2003. Family members interviewed by police said they felt safe in their home and had forgiven Josh for his past behavior. According to Arkansas law, child sexual abuse charges for offenses must be filed within 3 years of being reported to a police officer to be within the statute of limitations. Because of the family's earlier contact with Hutchins, the statute had started at the time of the contact and had run out by the time of the 2006 investigation. As a result, no charges could be filed. MMO Addicted said, "You give a stern talk to a 5-year-old who tugs his sister's skirt or something, not nearly an adult or an adult molester." Squirrely Dandelion says, "I was a member of the Bill Gothard cult. This is not abnormal thing to happen within the cult. It happened in my own family, and the stern talk and a girlfriend was all my abuser got. I hope Josh rots in prison." He will. The feds have a pretty high conviction rate. The police report of the 2006 investigation was the same report obtained in 2015 by In Touch Weekly. After initial reporting on the redacted police report, an unidentified victim, who was reportedly still a minor, requested that any remaining products of the investigation be destroyed. Judge Stacy Zimmerman granted this request to protect the unidentified victim's privacy. Though Josh Duggar's misconduct was largely unknown to the public before 2015, a blogger writing in 2007 and identified only as Alice, referred to the canceled Oprah Winfrey Show appearance and stated that the show's staffers had been told he was a child molester. The allegation circulated online for years but was not publicly corroborated until the In Touch Weekly article revealed the police report. Josh Duggar resigned his position at the Family Research Council on May 21, 2015, after his history of sexual misconduct as a minor became public. He stated that he, quote, acted inexcusably as a teen, and he said he was, quote, deeply sorry for what he called his wrongdoings. In response to his resignation, FRC President Tony Perkins stated, "Josh believes that the situation will make it difficult for him to be effective in his current work. We believe this is the best decision for Josh and his family at the time. We'll be praying for everyone involved." In Touch magazine reported in a June 3, 2015 article that another police report they'd obtained said Josh had confessed to his father on 3 separate occasions to committing molestation. He's adamant it involved a much younger sister in 7 incidents. The article also noted that the family waited at least 16 months before reporting the abuse to authorities. These parents should also be put in jail, as far as I'm concerned. They enabled this abuse. They knew it was going on, and of course they did next to nothing about it. They did the bare minimum, kept it from the police, and here's where we are. An adult man with 6 kids, a 7th on the way, who's been arrested for federal charges of you-know-what. I would imagine, I don't know this to be the fact, but it wouldn't surprise me if in the coming year or so we hear maybe some extra charges of things happening to his children, because I very much doubt that someone like that would draw the line at his own children, considering what he did to his own siblings. And all these people just let it happen. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. And by the way, these are the same people that call, like, gay people, trans people, perverts, right? He describes his family as the epitome of conservative values and advocates for what he terms family-centered and conservative Christian right political viewpoints, including opposition to abortion, divorce, and gay marriage. Joshua Duggar has been referred to as anti-gay activist by GLAAD, a pro-LGBT organization formerly known as the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. This piece of shit, who's a rapist, who procures disgusting abuse material of children online, dares to fucking try and denigrate people in the LGBT community who just want to be themselves or love other people who happen to be of the same gender as them. Disgusting. So let's read this release by the United States Attorney Office, Western District of Arkansas. A Springdale man was arrested yesterday for receiving and possessing material depicting the sexual abuse of children. According to court documents, Joshua James Duggar, 33, allegedly used the internet to download child sexual abuse material. Duggar allegedly possessed this material, some of which depicts the sexual abuse of children under the age of 12. I don't want any of you fucking, oh, it's actually a phebophilia people in my goddamn chat or in my comments. Fuck off. Nope! Fucking pedophile piece of shit. Duggar is charged by indictment with receiving and possessing child pornography. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years of imprisonment. Only 20 years for this shit. And fines up to $250,000 on each count. A federal district judge court will determine any sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. MMO Addicted says, actually, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. It's bloody wrong is what it is. Yeah. The case is being prosecuted as part of Project Safe Childhood, a nationwide initiative to combat the growing epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse launched in May 2006 by the Department of Justice. Led by U.S. attorneys' offices and CEOs, Project Safe Childhood marshals federal, state, and local resources to better locate, apprehend, and prosecute individuals who exploit children via the internet, as well as to identify and rescue victims. For more information about Project Safe Childhood, please visit justice.gov/PSC. Acting U.S. Attorney David Clay Folks of the Western District of Arkansas and Acting Special Agent in charge of Jack Staten of Homeland Security Investigations, New Orleans, made the announcement. This case is being investigated by Homeland Security Investigations, Fayetteville, and the Northwest Arkansas Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. This case is being prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Carly Marshall, Dustin Roberts. You get it. Let's read this CNN article. See if there's any other details. How many counts? There's multiplication involved? Yeah, I don't know, as of right now. Devious Chilcher says, only 20 years? What the actual F? I know someone who just sold a joint who was more time in the joint. What is the timeline? Yeah, what is this timeline, rather? Yeah. 20 years on each count? Sure. That's better, I guess. If that's the case, he's going away for the rest of his life. I have a feeling he didn't have one image. Or video, I guess, or whatever it was. Former reality TV star Joshua Duggar has been arrested on federal charges related to the possession of, what is it? Depictions of child sexual abuse. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Western District of Arkansas, Duggar allegedly downloaded material that depicted the sexual abuse of children under the age of 12. The U.S. Attorney's Office said in a statement, Duggar allegedly possessed the material in May 2019. Doodleburb says, you know, when the Duggar goes to prison and people find out what he did, he's going to be attacked, like Jared Fogle. Yeah. He'll probably be held in isolation. A lot of people with this kind of well-known crime of this nature tend to get held in isolation away from the other prisoners. Cute cooking video, candy when everyone needs a break. Yeah, we're going to need some cleanses after this one, for sure. Duggar, the oldest son of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, whose family was the subject of the TLC show 19 Kids and Counting, facing 2 charges the indictment shows. Okay, so it's 2. So that'd be 40 years in prison and up to $500,000. 1 count of receipt of child pornography and 1 count of possession of depictions of the sexual abuse of children. He faces up to 20 years in prison and fines of $250,000 if convicted. Well, no, is that already cumulative then? It might just be that, which isn't enough. Thank you, Baha. Duggar was arrested in Arkansas Thursday, according to the statement. He appeared in federal court Friday via video conference and pleaded not guilty to both charges. I would love to see that video. We intend to defend the case aggressively and thoroughly. In this country, no one can stop prosecutors from charging a crime, but when you're accused, you can fight back in the courtroom, and that's exactly what Josh intends to do, Duggar's attorney Justin Gelfand, Travis W. Story, and Greg Payne said on an email to CNN Friday. That trial's going to be a shit show. Duggar is set to appear in court again May 5th, so 5 days from now, for a detention hearing. The trial is currently scheduled for July 6th. That's actually sooner than I would have assumed. Judge Aaron Weidman said, "This is not Duggar's first time making headlines. TLC canceled the reality television show in 2015 after reports surfaced that Duggar allegedly molested girls when he was a teenager. Duggar was never charged in relation to those allegations. That same year, Duggar admitted he had used Ashley Madison, a website designed to help married people cheat on their spouses, after his name was released when the website was hacked. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar posted a statement on their family website about the very serious accusations. Quote, "We appreciate your continued prayers for our family at this time. The accusations brought against Joshua today are very serious. It is our prayer that the truth, no matter what it is, will come to light, and that this will all be resolved in a timely manner. We love Josh and Anna and continue to pray for their family." Well, that's the whole statement? Okay. Jesus Christ, guys. This is your fault. You enabled this and didn't get him help when this initially came out that there were fucking problems. Gross. I don't know. Until more information comes out, I can't say I have a lot to say about this. Just, this is what happens when you have an insular community like that refuses to accept reality, and they feel that they need to protect themselves and their reputation despite the material effect it's going to have, particularly on the young women in the family, the young girls in this case, their children. And I would imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't have gone this way. I think they probably inherently value the life of their little girls less so than they probably do their little boys or their young adult male children, whatever, because of the very patriarchal, conservative religious belief system they have. So to them, it just seems like it was more important to protect Josh's reputation than it was to protect their children, their other children who are being abused. And it's sick. It's absolutely sick. 19 fucking children. Even more now, I think. These people should have never been allowed to have children. They should have never had children. They're terrible people and worse parents. I hope Josh rots in prison. And honestly, I feel very bad for his kids. I hope that they get all the help they need, because they're probably going to need a lot of it. Disgusting. Okay, so that's the end of that heavy stuff. Let's find something to cleanse with.